Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Seth here with the Cruisin Classics YouTube channel, showcasing this 1986 Buick Grand National we just got in. Beautiful car, beautiful paint job, dressed in gloss black, as you can see. Very straight car, great glass as well. It does have a fiberglass trunk, as you guys can see. And as we make our way to the front of the car, you'll see it has a fiberglass clip as well. So that includes your hood and two front fenders. And obviously it was standard that the front end was fiberglass, or the nose cone rather. Very cool car though. You can see it does have the old school center lines on it. Willwood disc brakes up front, just your standard disc brakes in the back. Does have Mickey Thompson front runners on it, big and littles as I like to call it. So you can see it does have larger tires in the rear, and I would say they're probably 3.5 inch wheel up front, 4.5 inch, just depends. So it's pretty standard though, in the racing community rather. This car is ready for the track or the street. We'll be taking it on a drive just after this video, so stay tuned for that. Go ahead and check out the inside of the car. The interior is pretty much stock inside this car. See your bucket seats, center console there. Let's go and check out the back seat before we dive into the front. So as I mentioned, it's pretty much stock in here, minus a few things. You do have a boost gauge up here on the pillar. It does have altimeter gauges here on the dash. Have your two ultralight gauges here and just a standard Sport Comp Silver here for your tachometer. It does have a working shift light as well. Let's see. Obviously, the biggest upgrade to this car is probably the the Power Glide 2-speed transmission. It does have a Hurst quarter stick with trans brake. See your water temperature and oil pressure down there. Obviously your OEM radio and climate control there. But besides that, the car is pretty much stock. It does have a switch panel here, which I believe was used for the OEM transmission that came in the car. Pretty much all these switches are dead, besides I believe this one does have a working light on it. I can't tell if it does work or use anything on the car, but every other switch I haven't found that works or does anything. So just so you guys are aware. Trans brake does work though. Obviously you need that to back up the car, so when you put it in reverse you can use trans brake to back it up. Or what it's mainly used for is an RPM activated switch. So obviously in the transmission, hence the word trans brake. I believe, if I remember correctly, it just interlocks two gears, holds the car in place, obviously without your foot on the brake, and enables you to launch the car. So you can set your RPM module down here. You can see that. Obviously I know the purpose of a trans brake, but I just can't tell you exactly how it works, but what I just told you is, I think, is what I remember correctly. But obviously the car does have the 3.8 liter turbocharged engine. Does have a larger frame and turbo housing on it. I can't remember the exact specs of the turbo. Obviously it has an aftermarket intercooler as well to support those mods. There's plenty other mods done to the car. You can find most of that on our website, where our full description is, and about 65 plus colored photos as well the underneath pictures as well. Tons of information on this car. Lots of stuff to remember that I can't. But I just wanted to make this video to show you guys that the car is in great shape. I'll go ahead and show you guys a under the hood shot and what's under the trunk as well. Unfortunately, I don't have a blanket or anything to set on the hood, or I'm sorry, to set on the roof to show you under the hood. So I do apologize for that, but hopefully the pictures I'm showing on the screen now are sufficient enough. But alrighty guys, let's go ahead and fire this thing up. We'll see how it sounds. You can see it's already up in temperature. It's about 20 pounds oil pressure at idle. But again, this car is pretty quiet for what it is. Honestly, I would say this car probably makes 400, maybe 450 wheel if I had to guess. We don't have a dyno here at the shop, so get out and show you guys how it sounds. Let me go and turn the lights on real quick. Tail lights are working. If you guys are interested in this car, feel free to give us a phone call at 614-276-7355. We'd love to answer any questions you may have. But alrighty guys, let's go and take this thing on a drive. We'll see how it does. Alrighty guys, you can see we're in the Buick Grand National now. Just taking it for a quick drive down the road. Show you guys that it does go through both gears okay. Obviously drive straight. We will get on it just a little bit. Show you guys what it's got. Needless to say though, this car is ready to go down the track or cruise the street just like we're doing here. Just a very easy car to drive. I'm not exactly sure what rear gear is in the rear end, but we're cruising about 45, just at 2,000 RPM right now. I'm sure it's geared for the track more so than the street, but it's about, let's see, 90 degrees today, and we're just over 180, probably sitting at 185 water temp. About 35 pounds of oil pressure there at idle now. Odometer reads 625 miles. I'm assuming that's after the autometer gauge swap. Obviously, it's not the actual mileage on the car. Like I said, boost gauge over here, water and oil pressure down there. It does have a trans brake button right here with an RPM activated switch. My foot came off the pedal when I went to take off, but it'd get up to 200 there sitting at the light, but it's already coming back down. I haven't personally seen this car get over 200. I've let it sit in the lot or in the garage rather than idle all day long. But cruising, we're about 50 pounds of oil pressure. Very quiet car as well. I mean, for the amount of horsepower this car has, it's pretty quiet. This obviously isn't a big horsepower car. If I had to guess, it probably makes, I don't know, 400, 450 horsepower maybe. And again, I just don't know. We don't have a dyno at the shop. I can't tell you guys an accurate answer. Try and get around this dump truck. Cruising about 50 right there, just at 2,500 RPM. So it's not a terrible rear gear, but again, I'm sure it's more so geared for the track than street driving. We'll go ahead and put our left turn signal on there. I can hear it clicking. Nice little pops there on D-cell. Now, I've had a Power Glide car before. I usually don't bring it down to first unless I know I'm coming to a stop, probably around, I don't know, 10 mile an hour. That way I just don't put a big, you know, load right on the transmission, or load up the transmission rather. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, maybe I'm doing it right. I don't know. To me, I just know what the car likes. But we'll go ahead and get on a little bit. Makes around 13 pounds, it looks like, 14 pounds. And I short shifted it, so. But still sitting at 200 water temp. I didn't look at what the oil pressure was during that pull, but I'm sure it was at 50, if not higher. But again, it's a hot day, hot, humid day here in Columbus. And again, the car's just cruising right along at 200. Like I said, it's 90 degrees, but it sure feels like 105. I mean, it's hot today. It's gonna be like this all week, so. Nice little turbo surge, turbo bark. Sounds good. If you guys are interested in this car though, feel free to give our staff a call, 614-276-7355. Like I said, this thing's ready for the track, man. Or driving on the street. I mean, again, we're doing 50 mile an hour at just over 2,000 RPM. I don't see any reason why you couldn't drive this car anywhere. May hang back in the pack a little bit, but who cares, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, guys. That way you guys don't have to sit at the red light with me. If you guys did enjoy the video, you know what to do. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, press the subscribe button. That way you can get notified every time we list a car for sale. It's as simple as that, man. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.